I took the new FIFA Agent Exam that everybody is talking about, and in the last few weeks I received so many questions about it. 48% failed this exam. So in this video I've decided to share all the insights of the new FIFA Agent Exam, what to watch out for, how to prepare for the exam, tips from other agents that have passed the exam, and I will share one secret that helped me pass the exam at the first attempt. And one last thing, a gift for you guys if you are preparing the FIFA Agent Exam. This video, in fact, is a sponsored collaboration with the guys at JV Academy. I wanted to share this experience with you guys anyway, so when I reached out, told them what I was sharing and if they wanted to be a sponsor of this video, well, I'm glad they said yes, as I would have recommended what they do anyway. But first, let's take a step back. Hey guys, my name is Samuele. This is my YouTube channel, a space where I share the journey of an entrepreneur and football agent that moved from Italy to London, England to live his dream. Make sure you subscribe to be part of this incredible community. So this is me attending the new FIFA Agent Exam in London. I wasn't feeling great at all, guys. I just came back from a work trip in Turin. I went to meet one of our clients, and this is something that I will share with you in my next video. I was quite confused about the exam, but the major thing is that with work, with life going on, I didn't have a lot of time to prepare for the exam. But first, let me give you some context. So you've probably heard about FIFA's recent move to regulate the industry again. Back in 2015, they opened it all up, which meant loads of new agents came into the game. You only had to pay £500 to register with the EFA, do some formal checks, and then you could operate. This led to some concerns about the quality of representation players were getting. But it wasn't only about that. FIFA wanted to address other issues. So here are the 6 major changes that FIFA has made. Number 1, all agents must have a license issued by FIFA. Number 2, an end to multiple representation. Number 3, new cap on agent fees. 4, FIFA clearinghouse. New regulations on minors. New dispute resolution, agent chamber. So this was really being discussed for years, guys, and not all agents were happy. I remember back in January 2020, I've been invited to a massive event with agents from all around Europe to try to tackle this new plan from FIFA. I remember the meeting well, as there was like Mino Raiola, George Mendes, Jonathan Barnett, with me and over 150 agents from all around Europe to find a solution. Fast forward to Jan 2023, FIFA managed to make these changes, and it will all come into place from the 1st of October 2023. So after 5 years in the industry, I had to take the exam, and I had only 2 shots, one in April and one in September. If both went wrong, I could not operate anymore. I could not work as a football agent. So this is one of the reasons for all that pressure. If you don't pass, you could lose your job. As simple as that. So how to register for the FIFA Agent Exam? First of all, we have to register on the FIFA platform. Once FIFA done all the checks and accepted the registration, we had to pay £300. This was only to take the exam. There were more than 6,500 people that registered, but only 3,800 actually paid the £300 fee, were admitted to the exam. On the date of the exam, we had to show up 2 hours before the starting time, and we had to show the ID, of course, to take the exam. The location was at the Excel in London, so a massive area. We had to bring our own computer. The Wi-Fi was provided by FIFA. The guys there from the FA would give us the table numbers so that you would not sit with whoever you went to the exam with. For the exam, everything had to go under the desk. I also took off my Apple Watch just to be sure. There was people, of course, passing and checking, and you could only have your study material on the desk, like the FIFA manual, either on the desk or on the laptop as a PDF. No other programs open, of course, no Google, no nothing. By the way, this might sound simple, an open book exam, but trust me, first of all, the manual is like 700 pages, but most importantly, the questions are not always black and white. They're not always written in the study book. Most of the questions are like case studies or long hypothetical scenarios where you can just not find the answer on the manual. And not only that, you might end up losing loads of time searching for the answer, and that might compromise your exam. How to prepare for the exam. So the general feedback, just to give you an idea, online, everywhere, as soon as we finished the exam, was that the exam was very tough. And most of the people I spoke to, they had no clue if they passed the exam or not. There were loads of questions, quite long, so it took a lot of time to read the question and to also think about the answer. A lot of questions were kind of tricky, a little bit like with the driving license exam. You had to be like really careful on the wording. It was multiple choices, so if there were like 3 correct answers and you only picked 2 correct answers, that counted as a mistake. So that's why it wasn't an easy exam. For me personally, it was very odd, especially because life as normal was going on. So businesses, players, the matches, family, Romeo, everything. And it was the first time I took an exam since 2007, since school. I wasn't used to it anymore. Let's say a little bit out of shape, to call it in football terms. So this is why I wanted to partner up with the guys that sponsored this video. I've asked other agents that passed the exam some tips for you guys, and I will share these tips with you. But before, I want to talk about preparation. I was preparing like this exam, 700 pages on your own can be a bit boring, first of all, but it also can be difficult in terms of you have nobody to ask questions, nobody to prepare with. That's why I reached out to the guys at GV Academy, as they have a very, very good course to prepare for the FIFA Agent Exam. As you know, in this industry, reputation is everything. I don't promote stuff that I don't believe in, and in this case, I really think a course can help you pass the exam. This particular course had an 80% pass rate. That's why I'm confident in promoting the course.
It's created by a football agent, John Viola, in collaboration with Professor Vincent English and Longford International College.
The beauty of it is that in the course you will have Zoom calls, you can ask questions, and especially, I must say, the mock-up exams. It's very important to do mock-up exams, so practice the answers, make sure that your timing is right, make sure you're answering the right amount of questions per minute. And it's also, I think, a great opportunity to network, because as you know, after the exam, this job is all about networking. You have access to an agent that's been in the industry for 30 years. So in the last course, there's also been a meetup at the stadium, all included in the price. Don't want to bore you with it, but there is a discount code, JVSAM25. I know you might think it's only £25, but it's still £25 more in your pocket, and you're giving yourself the opportunity to succeed and become a licensed football agent by FIFA. Make sure, again, JVSAM25. You will find the link in the description. Some of you might think the course is quite pricey, but from my perspective, when it was a matter of passing the exam or not, so being able to work in this industry or not, for me it was a no-brainer. It was priceless. Now back to the video with some more tips. How is the FIFA Agent Exam? So the exam consists in 20 questions in 60 minutes. So basically you have like 3 minutes per question. You need to get 75% right, so that is 15 questions right. When I took the exam, I've noticed that a few people had some technical issues, and I think FIFA is aware of that. So make sure on the FIFA platform when you register there is one mock-up exam. That's not enough to practice, but at least it gives you the chance to be familiar with the platform, how to flag, how to skip, how to go back. That is a tip. One thing that I didn't say, guys, you can only take the exam in English, French or Spanish. From my side, a very tricky part of this exam is time management. In the build-up, when I was studying the exam, I would go like very fast. I would end up the mock-up exams like in 30 minutes. But then while I was getting closer to the exam, I've noticed that that wasn't maybe the best way of doing it, because I was rushing it and there is an open book. So I've started to slow down and give the entire 3 minutes per question. Even if I was sure about the answer, maybe just get used to check the PDF, so during the exam I would know where stuff was and where to find the answers. But on the actual day of the exam, this fired back a little bit, because after 15 minutes I only answered 3 questions, so I was going too slow and I had to speed up, and at the end of the exam I didn't have a lot of time left to go back and check every question. The exam result. So luckily I've passed the exam. I'm really happy. Now, there are a few more tips. I went on Twitter and I've asked agents from all around the world how they found the exam, and if there was one tip they could give to you guys, here are some answers that for me are very useful. A tip from John is do not assume you know the answer to any of the questions. Double read the questions and cross-reference the answers. Darren says just make sure you cover every point. Flag any multiple choices ones you're not 100% sure about, and at the end, if you have spare time, revisit them. Could well have been the decider for me, as I changed 2 answers. Be ready for hypotheticals. It's not enough to just know the rules. You need to be able to identify the issue in a hypothetical and apply the rules to that situation.
My friend Omid says, learn how to do the sums for training compensation, solidarity contribution, working out commission on transactions. Also, make sure you know the small details surrounding each one. There will be a question based on a case study on at least one of these.
Obviously, read the material and treat it like your daily water intake. Take your time to read the question carefully. Questions could be tricky, so understanding the question is halfway to me. Take your time, it's only 1 hour. Don't hack smart and finish it in 20 or 40 minutes. Benjamin says, much as it's an open book exam, it's important to get acquaintance with all the exam study materials provided as early as possible so that you spend less time on each question. 2.5 minutes on each question at most. Yes, Benjamin, yes. So Christopher says, while it's good to know all the detail if you can, equally as important is simply knowing where to find the detail under time pressure. Also, don't waste loads of time on one question if you don't know it. Move on and come back. Guys, these are all great tips, really useful. Patrick, do not simplify the exam. Take the necessary time to read the manual carefully. Everything is there. Dejan, learn as much as you can to gain knowledge in this business. Actually, exam wasn't so difficult if you learn, but English language and mock question wasn't easy to understand. So Giuseppe says, familiarize themselves with the platform as much as possible. This is possible through the agent platform that allows you to simulate the exam. I have found it very helpful to understand the mechanics, skip, flag, question, and to better manage my time. By the way, a lot of you guys on Instagram asked me other questions. The most common question was like, how do I work in football apart from the exam? So make sure you hit subscribe, because in the next video I will be talking about how to start in the football industry, my experience, how I started in the football industry. I will do that while we go to Turin to meet a new potential client and to meet one of our clients at the agency and watch a Europa League match as well. So make sure you hit subscribe, leave a comment. The video has been useful. If you have other questions on the exam, on my work, on my life in London, on my past life in Sardinia, whatever you want, in the comments. As you see, now switch from Italian to English in the channel, and it might take a while, but I'm sure we will get there. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe. See you in the next video.